Hey there. So today on Chuckin Dirt, we're heading back up to the 1760 property. Primarily going there today for bottle digging. The last couple times that I was there, the bottle dump seemed to get a little messier than I like it. Generally, I like, to just set bottles aside, but some bottles got tossed aside and ended up with a lot of broken glass. So I just want to go up there and sort of rake through the area, get that broken glass all piled up at least so that it's not scattered everywhere. I don't want people stepping on it when they're trying to walk through the area. So just do a little cleanup, and if I could just find one nice bottle, I'll be happy. And then maybe if I still have any energy after that, we'll go and do a little detecting out in the meadows. Anyway, so we're off, and hopefully I'll be able to put together some footage that you'll enjoy. All right, history awaits. Whew. All right, I carried a lot of gear out here. No detector, but I do have a pinpointer on me. My first few times digging here, I tried to keep this area relatively clear. And we had some buckets here, and I was stacking bottles in the buckets. But on later digs, bottles just started getting thrown this direction if they were no good. So, my original plan for this area was that bottles that aren't broken, but that I didn't want to keep, I would put here, open side down like that, so that they won't fill with water and freeze over the winter and break. There's been a little disorganization here, so that hasn't stayed the way it was supposed to. That's a can, I don't want that. And then off camera to the left, we're going to put buckets to fill with broken bottles. And there are some buckets around here, just stray metal containers. Like, see that one over there? So I'm going to go get that one. I'm going to put that here. And like there's a pan there, and a bowl there. So I want to try to get those set back up to put shards of broken glass and things like that in those buckets. Whew. I got my work cut out for me. You know what? Even if I find nothing today, I'll still have a sense of accomplishment if I get this area even looking a little better, right? So, all right, so I'm going to set you back up. Let's see if you can see enough of the area. Yeah, it looks like you can see most of the area. Well, I'm still working here. Made some good progress. As you can see, a lot of the large pieces of glass are picked up. Now I'm doing some actual bottle digging there. There's still more scattered glass here, but one problem at a time. As you can see, this is, holy smokes, look at this. Fire bucket's full, that bucket's full, that bucket back there is full, this huge bucket is full, that little pan is full, this lid here is full, and I'm filling that plastic bucket. That I'm going to transfer into one of these other containers. We are running out of these containers, but fortunately I think we've gotten the worst of it. Yeah, so I'm just sort of working through there, and most of the big and obvious stuff has already been... Oh, look at that. See, this is the exact kind of thing that I want to see. Not on the ground. But you can see I've come up with some things. We've got the shaving lotion of some kind. 3 of these little tiny bottles. These 2 say Q-Tex on the bottom. This one doesn't say anything. Big horseshoe. This is interesting. This little bit of fancy. It says Bailey's Boston. I assume it was affixed to a box of something. I don't know. Cocoa powder, napkins. You tell me, man. I just work here. Pond's cream lid. This interesting, looks like the bottom of a wine bottle. That dude there looks like an Eskimo or something. He's got like a big heavy coat on, and he's carrying a giant bottle of wine. Not sure what that is. This is another one of these Heinz honey and almond cream jars. I've dug these before, but it's the only bottle of size other than the shaving lotion bottle. And we got a nice mason jar lid. So we are progressing nicely. Also, everything metal that I've been finding that isn't a container, I've been tossing over here so that we have a pile of metal junk that's separate from all the bottles. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of it. There's a lot of metal junk in here. So each time some of it comes up, I just toss it over here. We have a pile for metal, buckets for broken glass, and then the area that we work in. So more to do. All right, I'm going to get back to it. Well, I don't think I'm going to get any detecting done today. I've just been working in the bottle dump. It looks a whole lot better than it did. Now I'm digging in earnest, trying to uncover new things. And I have uncovered a few things. But first, look at all that. Those are all the containers I could find. They're all full of broken bottles and shards. I reorganized the pile of, bottles not interested in taking home. So they're all face down again so that they shouldn't fill with water and they shouldn't crack and break. And unfortunately, I've run out of containers that I can set over there. Actually, that's not true. I just uncovered that paint can right there. I don't know if you can see it. I dug that paint can out of the ground. And funnily enough, the paint can was full of dirt, and in the dirt was a bottle. And it had been preserved safely because it was inside the paint can. So maybe I'll bring that paint can over here and gather up some of the shards I'm uncovering and put them in that paint can. But it'll fill real quick. Anyway, I'll show you what I've got here. This is interesting. It looks like a glass. But if you look real close, you can see these little, like, crimpy notches along it. Yep. And I was watching another YouTuber, I don't remember who it was, a bottle digger, and he actually explained what this was. It turns out that there was some company that started selling various types of jarred, products like fruit or marmalade, jelly, where part of the advertising, part of the appeal of the product was that when you were done, the product jar was a drinking glass. It would have been covered with just a foil top that would have been crimped on here. That was the appeal. And so people would buy this because then they didn't have to buy their own drinking glasses. They'd just get these and they would have these perfectly good drinking glasses. I thought that was interesting. We uncovered another little tiny bottle. Don't know what it is. This is another one. Looks a little newer. Obviously, it contained some kind of makeup. and it says Cutex on the top. And we have some small glass Cutex bottles over there. So where I lived here, they bought a lot of Cutex. We've got a couple mason jar lids. This one fits this gigantic mason jar. And I was so excited when I found this mason jar because it appeared to be whole, except it's not. There's one tiny little piece missing, but you know what? I don't care. That has got to be the first time I've ever found a mason jar of that size almost entirely in one piece. So that's coming home with. And I have just had a heartbreaking moment here. As you can see, look at all the junk in here. God, there's just no end to these shards and things. But as you can see, I've uncovered another one of these beautiful crocks. These clay, or whatever you call it, crocks. But you can see it's all cracked. It's all cracked. Even though it's been under the soil here. Obviously, it must have gotten filled with water. It must have frozen. What a shame. If it hadn't cracked, it would still be all in one piece. You'd get the whole thing out, and that'd be nice. There's also something here. It looks like the leg of the chair. See that? And there's another one right here. So there are two of them. I think they're together, but I cannot shift them at all. It's like they're anchored to the ground. So I think it's that they're the legs of something much bigger. There's the remains of a tiny bottle. Broken, unfortunately. Okay, I think we got a whole one. Yep. No embossing. No labeling. No dates. The screw top and the screw cap just crumbled in my hands. Here it is. Kind of plain. Shame it doesn't have embossing. It does have these nice lines on the side. I may take that one home. I don't know about that one. Usually I prefer to take the ones that have embossing. Alright, let's see if we can score something else here. Okay, I think I've had enough. Whew. I'm getting tired. Okay, well, it's been a long day. A lot of working in this here dump. And never did go detecting, but that's okay. I had a good time. And this place looks a whole lot better, as you can see. It's not all covered with a million shards of broken glass anymore. I mean, there's still shards. There's still work that needs to be done, but it's a lot cleaner than it used to be. All the junk has been organized and put in containers. Let's go over what we found today. Here we go. All right, so on the left there, we have that big Atlas Easy Seal jar. That's got to be one of the biggest ones I've ever found that wasn't just in pieces. And as you can see, it still is broken. There's a piece missing. Son of a gun. I even found the lid for it. Then we have this little guy. Not sure what was in it. It doesn't have any fluid level markings on it. So I don't think it was like booze or anything. Maple syrup, maybe. Some sort of shaving lotion. A little brown medicine bottle of some kind. One of these glass jars that becomes a drinking glass when you're done with it. A mason jar, or mason style jar lid. This one says A.G. Smalley Company, Boston and New York on it. I like that. That's cool. There's a little tiny top to a shaving lotion bottle, one of those Ed Pinot Paris bottles. Didn't find the bottle, just found the top. Got a couple of Pond's cream bottles back there. Seals are on them. They're very, very, I can't open them, so they probably contain 100-year-old facial cream. We got this bottle fragment, which I decided to bring just because I love the little image on the bottom. I don't know what that is. A.B. And there's a little man there carrying a giant wine bottle, and he looks like he's all dressed in like a snowsuit. I don't know if he's like an Eskimo or what. Some other kind of lid, glass lid. That's a classic ball mason jar lid. There's a, whoops, There's a screw-on mason jar lid with the porcelain insert. I will probably remove the metal part and just keep the porcelain part. It's got writing on it, and I do like to collect those. Then we got this jar here, was rescued from the inside of a buried paint can. It looks like it's just like a mustard jar or something. Bunch of these little perfume jars or makeup jars. Those two are Q-Tex. That's Q-Tex. And these other ones are unmarked. Big horseshoe. The handle of a teaspoon that says 1 teaspoon on it. And this is a stainless steel knife blade. And I know it's stainless steel because it says stainless steel on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Can you see? It's like that. Can you see it? Probably not. Well, you'll have to trust me. It says stainless steel right on it. Find of the day is this little Heinz cream jar. I have found those before, but it's a beautiful one. I do love finding them. And also this lovely little bit of metal. I don't know what it went to, but it says Bailey's, Boston. And it's quite fancy. I'm going to clean this up with some peroxide. Looks like there's like a... Yeah, no, there's no writing on the inside. That's just the embossing. So that's it. Pretty cool. Today was a nice peaceful day. I just did some work here and there, cleaned up. I even listened to a few YouTube videos while I was working, just to pass the time. It's lovely here, very quiet. And yeah, I had a nice time. I hope you had a nice time. I know this is sort of a different sort of thing. I don't usually do this on Chuckin' Dirt. I was chucking dirt today. But yeah, I mean, it won't be every time. Maybe once in a while. All right, I guess that's it. Thank you for joining me. Please hit that like button if you liked this. Push that subscribe button if you haven't. Let me know what you think. And if you know anything about any of those items and want to chime in the comments, feel free. But thanks so much, and I hope I will see you on the next hunt. Just had a little bit of a coughing fit there. Inhaled some dust. Long walk back to the car. Noticed that something fell off while I was walking. This is why I was trying to clean up the bottle dump. Look at that. It stuck right into my shoe. It's really in there. Oh, there you go. That's very far. It seems impossible that something could go that far into my shoe without piercing my foot. So I say we call this a very close call, unless I turn out to be bleeding under here. See anything? Oh. Well, it looks like the shoes liner hasn't been pierced. Look at that. Gosh. That could have been really bad. That could have been really, really bad, so. Whew. That be a lesson to you kids. When you're at the bottle dump, watch your step. Yeah, probably should have worn my hiking boots. But anyway, this is why I was trying to clean it up, so that things like that won't happen. So, eyes are all watering because of that coughing fit. Whew, quite a hike. Still beautiful here. Well, that's the road to home.